It's me, Kenneth from KY Real Estate. Here is another video to help give you a different perspective and help you understand and explain some of the trends and observations we are seeing in the Singapore property market. Now first, let me share with you this video created for HDB homeowners who are under 40 years old with HDB about to complete MOP or first-time owner considering between HDB, EC and private property. As what we shared in our recent video, private property ownerships in Singapore had risen significantly in the past 2 decades. There are more and more people moving to private condos. For those living comfortably in HDB might be wondering, why are these people making such a move? Wouldn't this increase their commitment and stress? Are they purely chasing the lifestyle? Or is there more to it? Before I share the answer, there are a few key concepts that you should know. A 8-figure property investor once told me, poor says debt, while the wealthy says leverage. So from then on, I stopped saying that. Poor people borrow to consume, for example, credit card debt to buy materialistic goods that they can't afford, while the wealthy borrow to invest, like properties, corporate debts. Here's a simple illustration. Imagine I have $100,000 in cash and I can either put it in the bank for 2% return, while the savvy might put in stocks or bonds for 6% return on asset. The difference in real estate is that with $100,000 investment, I'm able to borrow 3 times the amount from the bank and get a $400,000 asset property. With that, even a lower return of 3% will give me more return on my asset at 2 times more than stocks or bonds. Above that, property is what our team call as an inflation killer, or what helps us grow our wealth in 2 ways. Number 1, the first way is by increasing the power of our asset via inflation. Assuming your property grows at 3% average inflation rate, a $1 million property will be worth $2 million in 30 years. That is what we call asset growth. Number 2, the second way is by decreasing the power of our liabilities or debt. Assuming the same $1 million property, your monthly repayment will be about $2,600. But because of inflation, in 30 years, you are using $1,300 in today money to pay the $2,600 in year 30. This double widening effect is what we call the wealth expansion gap, which is another reason why wealthy people love investing and buying into property with leverage. I've mentioned inflation a couple of times, but what exactly is inflation? Seeing your chicken rice increase from $2 back in year 2000 to $6.50 in 2025, that is inflation. And believe it or not, with the same inflation rate over the next 25 years, our $6.50 chicken rice is projected to be $22 in 2050. And there is a correlation to this HSBC survey, which shows 6 in 10 Singaporeans expect to work past retirement because they are unable to achieve the $1.2 million they need for quality retirement. You might be thinking, I don't need $1.2 million to retire what? But that's where inflation comes in. Here is a table to help you determine how much you need for retirement. Let's just assume you are 40 years old and plan to retire in 20 years at 60 years old, and you need to save enough by 60 to last you till 85 years old. If you need $2,500 per month in today money to retire, due to inflation, that $2,500 needed would now be $3,750 per month for your spending power to be the same. And to last for 25 years, you need $1.1 million. If you're thinking you don't need $1.2 million to retire, it's equivalent to saying $2,500 per month is more than enough for my family and I to have a quality retirement. Now, going back to the question, do I need to upgrade from HDB or not? The short answer is no, you don't need to. The more important question you should be asking yourself is, do I have the path to get to the $1.2 million or the sufficient amount I need for retirement based on the table? Then maybe property asset progression could be your way of achieving that. It's also why more Singaporeans are shifting from HDB to condo, not for the lifestyle now, but for the lifestyle and retirement. But how exactly does upgrading from HDB to private property help me achieve that? To understand that, we need to introduce the concept of return on equity. Let's imagine you bought a BTO at Punggol in 2014 for $300,000, TOP in 2016, and completed your MOP in 2021. At 2021, your neighbors were selling at $500,000, a good $200,000 profit. You decided to stay put. Fast forward to 2025, due to increased demand from COVID, HDB resale prices soared. You made an additional $158,000 profit over 4 years. Your equity in 2021 consists of the $75,000 from your initial down payment plus $200,000 profit, which gives you $275,000. So $158,000 divided by $275,000 is your return on equity, which equates to 57% ROE over 4 years. It's also excluding the fact that COVID was a one-time event, where there were significant delays in BTO projects, resulting in a spike in HDB resale demand and prices. Whether we can see the same 57% ROE for the next 4 to 5 years is questionable, because we have to understand that HDB has a mission of providing affordable and quality housing. And that also explains the increasing number of news highlighting shorter wait time and increasing BTO supply, which has resulted in HDB resale prices and volume to decrease. Putting that aside, now imagine your neighbor who sold at $500,000 in 2021 decided to use the $275,000 equity and top up another $50,000 in terms of equity and get a new launch at Pasir Ris 8. Fast forward to 2025, he made a profit of $420,000, which equates to 129% return on equity, which is more than 2 times the 57% ROE we saw in the HDB example. Notice that we did not compare that he made $420,000 profit versus your $158,000 profit. Or the result would have been the same if he had selected a good post-new launch or resale condo in the same time period, because he fully utilized his equity by cashing out on his BTO gains. Now, before you start rushing to sell your HDB and going into any condo, you need to know that the property market in the next 5 years will not be as forgiving as the past 5 years. In fact, if you look at just the past 2 years, there are multiple under 5 years old large development projects that has declined in prices. If you're interested to find out how we select the right properties and projects regardless of new launch, post-launch or resale, we have looked through hundreds and hundreds of projects, many years of data and multiple data points to identify the most important factors that can provide a safe entry and strong exit, which gives rise to the MAPS framework. If you are keen to learn more about it, you can watch our videos here. Now, the reason why I want to share this with you is because I realized that there are a lot of people out there who could have taken action in the past, but they were sitting on the fences, and now that they want to do it, they realize that age is catching up and they have been priced out of the private market, and that's why they are stuck. And that's why I do not want that to happen to anyone else along the way. So, if you want to find out how we can plan early on your asset progression journey and making the right choices, selecting the right safe project, let us know. We'll run through your financials, understand your situation, plan your progression, and shortlist the best selection through our MAPS framework. Free. Here in KYA Real Estate, we aspire to be different. KYA is a consultancy. We equip our clients with knowledge and know-how, share with them facts and figures, and enable them to make the right decision for themselves. We don't push units. We sit with you, plan your progression, and analyze what truly fits. That's all we want to be. Your partner, not your salesman. We will be publishing videos that help you make clearer, safer decisions every week. If you find the content helpful, please like and subscribe to stay up to date. Like our content? Subscribe for more!